Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go through my top 5 Microsoft Flight Simulator add-ons. Now some of these are free, some of them are paid. I think it's fair to say that Microsoft Flight Simulator add-ons can really take your simming experience to a whole new level, and these are my top 5 that I simply couldn't fly without. So let's get started. Number 1, Simbrief. Now Simbrief is a cornerstone of my sim experience. For those that have watched my live streams, the flight plans that we use in those live streams are generated with Simbrief. You do need a Navigraph account to use Simbrief, and when you make the account they'll probably try and upsell you into a Navigraph subscription, but you do not necessarily need this, just an account will do. Simbrief, at the time of recording at least, is free. Now it can look really complex, but to get started quickly you don't need a lot. All you need to do is select your departure and arrival airports, select your aircraft, click generate, and you'll get a flight plan. There is much more you can dive into. You can change runways, you can select a different suggested route, you can even set how many passengers you want on board, how much cargo you're taking, and it can calculate the fuel required, give you estimated zero fuel weights, etc. But if all you want to do is get started quickly, you can do that. You don't need to get bogged down in the detail. Now from here you can download your flight plan in a variety of formats, or if you're flying airliners like the fly-by-wire A32NX, you can also input your Simbrief ID into the plane itself. It will then connect to your Simbrief account and download your flight plans directly into the plane. It's really, really nice. If you prefer a classic looking OFP and like to do it all manually, it will generate you one of those too. Now again, if you're not that far along into your flight sim journey, don't be put off. Simply selecting an aircraft you're in and giving it a departure and an arrival airport will get you going. If you're flying solo and you want some realistic flight plans and aircraft performance information, this is a great place to start. It is slightly limited, however, as it uses an older set of navigation data, meaning it wouldn't be suitable for use on online networks such as VATSIM, which leads me nicely onto add-on number 2, which is Navigraph. Now, Navigraph is a subscription service which, for those of you wanting a more realistic experience and for those of you flying online with VATSIM, this is an absolute must. Now, as we previously mentioned, Simbrief is owned by Navigraph, and having a subscription to Navigraph upgrades Simbrief to use the current navigation database, meaning the flight plans that it generates are suitable for use on online networks such as VATSIM. Both you and the controllers will be singing off the same sheet. Furthermore, it provides you with a software tool that provides Microsoft Flight Simulator with the same up-to-date navigation database that Simbrief uses to generate your flight plans. In short, everything is using navigation data that is bang up to date. This is updated once every 28 days in line with the AIRAC calendar. It also gives you access to a comprehensive library of aeronautical charts. Again, up-to-date charts that are in line with the up-to-date data. You can access charts via the desktop app or from within the sim, and I really like this. You can do it via a tablet app or a phone app. I really like to prop my iPad up on my Thrustmaster Boeing Yoke and have the charts right in front of me. But best of all, it will link in with the sim and show your position in real time on the charts. This is great for seeing where you are when you're flying a SID or a Star, but also so useful when taxiing around an airport, especially one you're unfamiliar with, and especially useful if you're flying on VATSIM. You can see exactly where you are and exactly where you need to go. Next up we have GSX. Now I am quite new to GSX, I'm still finding my feet, but I really like what I'm seeing so far. Now GSX Pro really brings your experience to life at the gate. One of its biggest features, in my opinion, is the pushback system. It can work automatically by reading all of the airport files to get your plane exactly where it needs to be, so you can get a really nice pushback and get it right on the taxi line. Or if you prefer, you can customize your pushback and do it yourself. It's up to you, but it's really, really nice. Other features include enhancements to the refueling process. GSX supports underground fuel supplies with a really nice animated refueling crew that turns up on a little truck. De-icing vehicles can also be deployed should conditions call for it. Baggage, cargo, catering, all have got enhancements. I particularly like the ULD containers for the cargo and the supporting vehicles for this. That was one thing that stood out to me right away. Really nice details there. And one final point, which I thought was a really nice touch, is the jetway replacements. So these replace the default jetways that are used in the sim, and they come with various logos for airports and airlines, even companies that may have a sponsorship deal with that particular airport. These are all available in different kind of formats. So you might have like a metal jetway, a corrugated metal jetway, even a glass jetway, and these are all selected and automatically loaded in based on the airport and the region. It's really clever. So this is a paid piece of software and I've only recently started using it myself. Can be a little bit of a steep learning curve and I'm still definitely finding my way, but what I've seen so far, I'm definitely liking a lot. Next up we have FSLTL. Now this is an amazing tool to make your airports feel a little less lonely. Now you've got some options with how you use it. You could simply use it to add some aircraft in real world liveries that are parked up at the gates in the airports. For me this is really important as it makes the airport feel much more true to life, and it's nice to see some familiar airlines as you taxi around the terminal going about your business. It can also populate the skies with aircraft based on live traffic data, which interact with the default Microsoft Flight Simulator air traffic control system, or if you're on VATSIM, it can make the other online pilots appear in the correct plane with the correct liveries, enhancing the default experience significantly. It's a free download, so give it a try. Regardless of how you choose to use it, whether you're on VATSIM or otherwise, it's a really nice way to kind of bring your sim to life a little bit. It's just such a nice feeling taxiing around an airport, seeing a load of tails at the gates with the correct logos on, and it just kind of brings the sim to life in a really nice way. Now, last but not least, ToolKitPro. Now, this is one that I honestly would not want to go live without. For me personally, its standout feature is the map and the aircraft data overlay that it gives me for my live streams. I always get people in my streams asking me where the map and the stats at the top of the screen come from. How am I doing it? And the answer is ToolKitPro. It links in nicely with Simbrief, so if you make a flight plan in Simbrief, you then tell ToolKitPro to pull in your latest Simbrief flight plan and you're in business. It also has a full airport database with live METAR information. It can also provide airport information such as radio frequencies, charts via Navigraph, which we spoke about earlier, or even ChartFox, which is a free alternative, albeit slightly out of date. Something I find useful is how you can search through real-world routes, which are filterable by airline. If you're looking for a little bit of inspiration, this can come in really handy. One of the most useful features is the landing reports. So this lets you see your feet per minute at touchdown, as well as the G-force experienced by those on board. It's a really nice way of looking back through your landings and looking to see where you can improve and get better. Now, given all that ToolKitPro can do, I am undoubtedly leaving some stuff on the table, but I think it goes to show that you don't have to use every inch of every add-on to get value from them. Like I said at the start of the video, you can get going with Simbrief just by putting in your departure airport, your arrival airport, and tell it the plane you're going to use. Or you can dive much deeper and get into the nuts and bolts. And I think this kind of approach is important, as otherwise, those starting out with the hobby could be left feeling confused and alienated. So it's really great to see these tools catering for those just getting started and then those that really want to get knee deep into things. So there we have it, folks. Those are my 5 favourite add-ons for Microsoft Flight Simulator as of July 2023. Leave me a comment. Let me know which add-ons you find the most useful. I'd love to hear from you. If you found today's video useful, please leave us a like. It helps the video and the channel enormously. And of course, while you're clicking things, don't forget the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any future content, including our live streams. Thank you all so very much for watching, and as always, happy flying.